Welcome back, guys. In this video, we're going to be going over the Bitcoin daily updates as well as cryptocurrency market updates. And guys, if you are interested, we do offer one-on-one coaching calls now. If you want, we basically go through and design a specific strategy specific to your situation that allows us to make sure that you're progressing at a steady pace with your trading and the learning curve that it takes to become a trader while still making money as well. So definitely check those out and any other resources that you guys see in the description. But moving on, Bitcoin as well as the market looking pretty good, still kind of sitting at the same point as we were at yesterday, right around that $6,800 point. Having a pretty nice resistance right around 6,800, so we'll take a look at that in the charts. But overall, we are seeing some green, some red, but not a ton of movement in general. So jumping into the charts, this is what Bitcoin's chart has looked like since about the last 11 days or so. Kind of just been moving in these two channels right here, anywhere from 61.50 all the way up to about 68.15. So we're definitely seeing a pretty strong resistance right around that point of around 68.11, 68.15. So, if we approach that point again, which I do expect to do, possibly drop down and bounce off the 200-day moving average and move back up, hopefully we can break through this resistance around 6,800 and continue towards the upside. If not, I would expect to possibly jump back down here to the bottom of this channel, or possibly at the next support right around 6,400, around that area. We do see a pretty strong support. So we also have one at 6,500. So I'm not too worried about Bitcoin starting to break down again. If we do see a price breakdown at all, I expect to bounce off 6,600. If not, 6,500. If not there, 6,400. So we have a good amount of supports looking to hold us above certain levels. So hopefully we get that bounce and continue to the upside as we've been moving for the last 10-20 days or so. So jumping into some news for today, guys. Not a ton. Haven't been seeing a lot of big news per se. Mostly just different stories about companies and everything. We'll jump into this Microsoft story in a second. But yeah, guys, not a ton of news lately. Kind of just, I've noticed with fundamentals as well as technicals, kind of been sitting in this limbo period where there's not a ton of big stuff going on in the cryptocurrency space. So let's jump into this Microsoft story. Microsoft and EY deploying huge blockchain system. And this has to do with, guys, I've talked about large companies starting their own blockchains, how that could affect the market. Definitely check out some of my other videos talking about that. But Microsoft has partnered up with consulting firm EY to deploy a new blockchain-based network with the possibility of it becoming the biggest enterprise blockchain. The tech giant is namely rolling out a network that will be used for rights and royalties processing by Microsoft's game publishers, but it may get a much wider purpose eventually. The network is meant for any industry, which includes licensed assets and accruing contract-based royalties. This would then include developers, music publishers, authors, or production houses, which generate millions of transactions each month in paid royalties. Before this happens, Microsoft is set to use it, and the network is expected to handle millions of transactions each day, making it one of the largest ecosystems for enterprise use, according to courts. Why choose blockchain though? Paul Brody, EY's global innovation leader for the blockchain, says that the reason for this are smart contracts and decentralization, both of which fit in perfectly with the network's purpose. Decentralization gets a special mention. This isn't just about Microsoft and their business partners. It is ultimately intended to be a general tool set for any company to do digital rights and royalty contracts with any other. That means no centralized control, and each company being assured of its own operational privacy, Brody told courts. This is not the first time Microsoft and EY teamed up in a blockchain venture. Less than a month ago, a previous venture of theirs went live. Marine insurance for the shipping giant Maersk, called InsureWave, was the product of their partnership. It has since been praised as a game changer for the industry. So as you can see, guys, Microsoft getting into blockchain in a pretty big way, talking about some of the ways they're going to use it, royalties, paying out royalties, as well as smart contracts and licensed assets. So that'll be pretty cool to see a blockchain from Microsoft. Definitely see some more, a lot more capital move into the market, I believe, if we start to get this mainstream promotion of blockchain. Obviously, if Microsoft, once they finish creating their blockchain, they'll of course do some marketing for it. So I do expect to see, blockchain move in that way with more mainstream marketing coming to the field. So that was one of the only stories I really wanted to talk about today. Besides that, we can look at the story about the resistance for Bitcoin currently. So Bitcoin's bulls are struggling to push prices higher. Despite a still favorable short-term setup on the technical charts, Bitcoin rose to a 6-day high of 6,580 on Monday on Bitfinex, adding credence to indications that the cryptocurrency could be in for a relief rally. The bullish bias has strengthened further in the last 2 days too, courtesy of a bullish Bollinger Band breakout and a bullish crossover between the 5-day and 10-day moving average. Furthermore, Bitcoin refused to embrace the negative narrative on Wednesday after the $31 million hack of South Korea's Bithumb exchange, indicating that the sellers are likely running dry. Despite all this, though, the cryptocurrency has struggled to find acceptance above 6,800 in the last 72 hours, as seen on the chart below. So as you can see, guys, we've already looked at this. That resistance that we're seeing right around 6,800, really tough for price to break above that currently. So hopefully that's really what we're looking out to see. Bitcoin printed intraday highs above 6,800 in the last 3 days, as per UTC, but still closed well below the 6,800 mark. The repeated failure to scale 6,800 in a convincing manner forces us to consider the possibility of the bears making a comeback, although the charts do not see that happening while Bitcoin is holding above 6,550. At press time, Bitcoin is changing hands at 6,730. So it just shows a little bit the current wedge that we're seeing. Hopefully that will end up resulting in the upside, and also the support line, the trend line that we're seeing on the RSI as well. The charts show Bitcoin has created a rising wedge, a bearish continuation pattern. A break below 6,550 rising wedge support and 50 MA support would put the bears back in the driver's seat and allow a drop to 6,000. A drop below 6,550 would also push the relative strength index below the ascending trend line, further strengthening the bear case. So the immediate outlook remains bullish as Bitcoin is holding above 6,550. On the higher side, stiff resistance is noted at 6,943, and $7,000. A downside break of the rising wedge pattern below 6,550 would open doors to 6,000. A daily close below 6,000 would expose the next major psychological support of $5,000. So, guys, I definitely think that as long as we hold above that 6,550 area, right above that area, and we can just bounce off either the 200-day moving average or the support line around 6,500, we'll be in good territory. Also, for the fact that on the 30-minute chart right now, we are approaching an oversold point if we do break down to about 65, 6,600. So in that case, if we see that oversold trigger, most likely we'll continue to move upwards in the current fashion that we are seeing. So let me know what you guys think about the Bitcoin price currently and where you see it moving. I think we're in for some more upside. I think we have a few more days until we see that large move, but I do believe it will be a large move towards the upside. So we'll obviously have to see. I'm always excited to see what the market's going to do, but as you can see, the 50-day moving average is actually kind of flattening out, getting ready to turn around and come back over that 200-day, which would be a bullish signal for the market. So hopefully we can see that. Definitely going to keep our eye out for that. But guys, let me know what you guys are trading today, as well as your thoughts on Bitcoin and other market news that we discussed today. But with that out of the way, guys, if you're not already, make sure to subscribe and also leave a like on this video. Helps out the channel a lot. And yeah, guys, so I will see you tomorrow for the next video. Have a good one, guys.